Okay. Okay, let's start in a twist. Right arm towards the left, drop your right shoulder down, left arm up. And then wrap your left arm around your body. Switch sides. So left arm towards the right. Right arm up and wrapping around the body. Okay, coming up. Flex your toes, downward facing dog. You're gonna press your chest back towards your thighs. We're gonna hold up for 5 breaths. You can, if this is the first activity of the day, you can just walk your legs out one at a time. If you're feeling pretty open, that's fine. Just press your chest back towards the thighs. Try to bring your heels towards the floor. Relax your head. Don't lock out your elbows. Keep a small micro bend in your arms. 2 more breaths. Okay, we're gonna come forward into plank. You might need to walk your legs out or walk your hands forward, up to you. But you should have your shoulders in line with your wrists. You're gonna scoop your tailbone. We're gonna hold here for 5 breaths. Now you can drop your knees onto the floor if you need to take pressure away from the shoulders or lower back. We're gonna hold that, counting up 2, 3, 4, 5. Pushing back, downward dog. Second set. 1. Again, scooping your tailbone, chin away from the chest. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hips back up. Couple breaths here. And again, scoop your tailbone, coming forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pushing back. Okay, we're going to repeat 3 more sets. In between, if you feel up to it and you've got lots of energy, I want you to do a push-up, okay? Once again, you can drop your knees onto the floor for the plank and the push-up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Dropping your knees if you need to, tucking in your elbows, tap your chin, back up, and then downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Okay, second set. 1. Remember to keep your elbows soft. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Tucking in your elbows, dropping the knees if you need to. Downward dog. Couple breaths. Last one. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Tapping your chin. Back up. Okay, let's take rest in child's pose for 5 breaths. Slow deep breathing. Here we're gonna do some sun salutations. So downward facing dog, you're gonna walk your feet up towards the hands. I want you to separate the feet first. Starting with the feet hip bone distance apart, you can either grip your toes, keep your back nice and straight and fall from there, or you can grab opposite elbows if you can't reach your toes. 5 breaths. So you can bend your knees as much as you need to, as long as you keep your back nice and straight. That's 3. Keep rolling your shoulders back into the body. 4. 5, inhale, looking forward. Exhale, hands at the hips. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Okay, guys, few sets in sun salutation. So feet together, arms by your side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, looking forward. You can jump back if you wish, otherwise just stepping back. Drop your chest. Knees can come onto the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog. Drop your shoulders, moving with good form. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, bend the knees, stepping or jumping up. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, drop the head. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, arms by your side. And again, let's do 2 more sets. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump back. Inhale, up. Drop your shoulders, lengthen your spine. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, bend the knees, stepping or jumping up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, stepping or jumping back. Inhale, up. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, bend the knees, step or jump up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, let's do 1 last set. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Stepping or jumping back. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, that's the last set, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, bend the knees, step or jump up. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, arms by your side. Okay. Starting with your feet together. You're going to inhale, bend the knees, scoop the tailbone. I want you to hold chair pose for 5 breaths. So weight onto the heels. You want your feet together, toes touching. Lift the toes, squeeze your palms, look up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, look forward. Stepping or jumping back. Drop the chest. Inhale out. Okay, as you push back, I want you to step your right foot forward. Back heel's gonna come onto the floor at 45 degrees. Arms up, 5 breaths here. 1, so just watch that back knee. If it feels a little bit funky, you can lift that back heel up. If you feel fine, press that back heel to the floor. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Drop the chest. Inhale up. Exhale. Left foot. Back heel to the floor. Arms up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Drop the chest. Inhale up. Exhale. Okay, 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or jump back. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees. Reach your arms up. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. 1, weight onto the heels. Reach up. 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to fold forward. Wait here for a couple of breaths. And you can either keep your hands on the floor or you can grab opposite elbows. We're going to step just the left leg back. So you're going to keep the right leg in front, so stepping the left leg back. Left hand on the inside of the foot. Reach the right arm up. So what you want, guys, is to make sure that your right toes are facing forward. Don't turn it out to the side. And then make sure that your heel is on the floor as well. If the heel comes off the floor, it's just a case of tightness in the hips. You want to try to move that foot forward, even if it means you need to drop the back knee onto the floor. Good, that's 3. Looking up. 4. And 5. You're going to bring your right hand on the inside of the foot. Turn the back heel at 45 degrees. Press the heel to the floor. Reach your left arm up. So from your left fingertips all the way down to your right foot, you want one straight line. Make sure your hand's not forward. You're not sticking your bum back. Just scoop your tailbone. Look up. That's 2. Breathing deep. 3. 4. 5, don't step back. I want you to take both hands onto the floor, slide your foot across, and drop the knee. If you have any knee injuries, knee pain, I want you to bring the back knee towards the front foot. So taking your foot in sort of a square position. If you feel fine, then I want you to extend that left leg back, square your hips, come forward,
So my back foot is all the way to the back of the mat. 5 breaths here. Okay, hands onto either side. Drop your shoulders down. Lift your chest. Make sure there's no pain in your lower back. You can stay here for 5 breaths. Again, keep pressing your hands into the floor, lengthen your neck and shoulders, and you can bend that back leg. If you want to just stay here and keep that foot on the floor, that's absolutely fine. The second variation is to bend the back leg, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. And then if you feel fine there, you want to move a little bit further and go deeper. You can reach your left arm back, grabbing the foot or taking it as close as you can to the foot. Okay, gently releasing, hands onto the floor, step back nice and slow, walk your legs out. Take plank, exhale, inhale up, exhale. Okay, left foot steps forward, foot flat on the floor, knee facing up towards the ceiling. Make sure that the heel is on the floor. Your right hand's gonna come on the inside. If you need to rest that back knee on the floor, that's fine. Just make sure that that left foot is flat. Looking up towards the left fingertips. You're coming into a twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Left hand on the inside, drop the back heel on the floor, 45 degrees. Right arm up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both hands on the floor. Don't step back. Just slide that foot across. Same thing is the left knee that you really want to focus on. Make sure that there's absolutely no pain. And again, if there is an injury, just hold that back knee towards the front foot. Otherwise, the leg goes back. Square the hips. Come forward. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep coming up, hands onto either side. Drop your shoulders, lengthen your neck. Take the same variation you did on the other side, unless you have an injury. So that's either staying up or bending the back leg or grabbing the foot. Releasing out. Stepping back. Work your legs up. Keep your vinyasa set. Drop your knees onto the floor, take rest. 5, now let's take 10 breaths here in child's pose. Have a drink if you need to. 10 breaths. And then we're gonna flow. Okay, we're gonna start a flow sequence. You're gonna come into downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Take a lunge, so back heel comes off the floor. Relax the shoulders down, but your fingers point up. 1, right thigh parallel to the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to drop the back heel onto the floor, right arm forward. Shin should be in line with your right shoulder. Back leg absolutely straight. Front thigh parallel to the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going down. You're going to take your hand either on the outside of the foot, or if your hips are a little tight, you can take your elbow onto the knee. Make sure you don't collapse your head onto the shoulder, whichever variation you take. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ideally doing it without moving your hands, or taking your left hand onto the hip first and then not moving the hands. You're gonna take your right knee onto the floor into a side plank, or if you can, both legs straight. For side plank, either right knee on the floor or both legs straight. That's 2. Make sure you're not walking your right elbow or hips up nice and high. 3, 4, 5. Take plank, hands onto the floor, deep breath in. Exhale. Up. Left foot forward. Back heel off the floor. Two, 3, 4, 5. Drop the back heel to the floor, left arm forward. 1. Remember, chin in line with the left shoulder. 2, 3, 4, 5. Side angle, either elbow to knee or hand to floor. Lengthen your spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right hand onto the hip. Don't move your hands. So in other words, don't use your right hand to help you come into the posture. Either dropping the left knee onto the floor or both legs straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands to floor. Take your vinyasa. Downward dog. Here you're gonna walk your feet to the front of the mat. You're gonna do a balancing sequence. So just come up to standing. You're gonna shift the weight to your left leg. So I'm gonna be behind you. Interlace the fingers over your right knee. Touch your toes. Okay, from here, release the left hand, bring the left hand onto the hip. So this is your level 1. Okay, if you want to stay here, that is fine. If you want to move on to the second variation, you're gonna grip your toe, keep your chest up. Level 3, you're gonna extend your leg. So you can pick any variation between all of that. Level 4, going straight or as straight as you can. 1, I'm gonna count to 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming back forward. Point your toes, hands to hips, release the foot. 1, keep extending. 2, 3, so shoulders stacked over the hips, don't lean back. 4, guys, we're gonna do one more posture here. 5, you're gonna flex your toes back, grab your foot from the inside, so thumb facing back. Take a deep breath in, kicking up. Actually alive, we're gonna do a few postures here. 1, 2, 3, so keep kicking up and back. 4, okay, it's gonna take a lot of strength and balance here. I want you to release the foot, don't fall out. You're gonna reach your left fingertips towards the floor without touching the floor. So don't touch the floor, you're just hovering a few inches above the ground. Reach your right arm up. 1, it's hard work, guys. After this, we're gonna come onto the floor. 2, keep breathing. 4, you feel that burn in the legs, you're doing it right. 5, windmill the arms. Take the right fingertips, hover above the ground by a few inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, you feel your glutes burning. 5, you're gonna take both hands on the floor. You're gonna stretch out your glutes and your hamstrings and the lower back by folding your chest towards that leg. Lift that back knee or back leg for 5 breaths. 1, breathing deep. If you're panting, take deep breaths. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look forward. Come all the way up to standing and lift the knee up with you. Take your hands into prayer. Everything moving towards the chest. Drop the foot. Well done, guys. Okay, you're gonna switch sides, do exactly the same thing on the left side. Shake out your legs if you need to. Interlace the fingers in front of the left knee. Find your balance first. Take your time. Good. Once you feel you have your balance, take your right hand onto the right hip. Pick the same variation you did on the other side. Go. 1, 2. You're so distracting. 3, 4, 5. Opening the leg out to the side. Remember, you can keep your knee bent if you wish. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back to the center. Point your toes, hands to hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Flex the toes, take the leg back, grab your foot from the inside. Inhale, right arm up, pick up, and extend. 1, 2, remember after the sequence, we're on the floor, guys, so work hard. 3, 4, and 5. Control it down. You're gonna reach your right fingertips towards the floor, hover above the ground, left arm up, flex the back toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left hand down, right arm up. 1, 2, 3. Remember, don't touch the floor. That's 4, and 5. Now bringing your hands to the floor. Stretch that back leg up. Drop your chest towards that standing leg. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, And 5. Come all the way up to standing. Lift the knee up with you. Everything moving towards the chest. Hands into prayer. And drop the foot. Well done, guys. Okay, step into the front of the mat. Feet together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale, forward. Exhale, stepping or jumping back. Pass. Up. And exhale. Okay, guys, you're walking the feet forward. So every time we come into a seated position, you know what to do. Pull the flesh from your bum backwards. Hands by your side. Flex your toes. Drop your shoulders down. 5 breaths. 1. So rib cage in. Toes in towards your body. Fingertips pointing forwards. 3, 4, 5. Fingers underneath the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Looking towards your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 5 breaths. Lengthen the spine, taking your hands a little bit further forward. Again, just bring awareness back into the shoulders and your spine. Doesn't matter where you grab, as long as your back is nice and flat. We're going to try to go a little bit deeper. 5 breaths again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Cross your legs. Stepping or jumping back. All set. Walk your feet through. Okay, you're gonna fold your right leg in. Full awareness on what's happening in that right knee, guys. Make sure there's no pain anywhere. Take your fingers underneath the knees first. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bring your chin towards your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up. Cross legs, stepping or jumping back. Stepping or jumping through. Okay, left leg in. Inhale, flat back, flex the toes again. Exhale. 1. Remember, you can skip the vinyasa in between the postures if you want to. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up. Cross legs, stepping or jumping back. Walking or jumping through. Okay, you're gonna come into a twist. Fold your right leg in. Point your knee up towards the ceiling. You want at least 1 hand of a space between the right foot and the left leg, so make sure your foot's not attached to the leg. Pull it out a little. Flex the left toes. Hug your right knee in. Deep breath in. Exhale. So basically what you don't want is the knee splaying out to the side and your spine rounding. You want to keep that chest as tight to that knee as possible. You want your knee pointing all the way up towards the ceiling, flat back, and then with every inhalation, lengthening the spine. With every exhalation, twisting deeper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look forward. We're going to switch sides before we jump back. Again, one hand of a space between the right foot, left leg. Other way around, left foot, right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, looking forward. Stepping or jumping your feet back. Vinyasa. Stepping or jumping through. Okay, guys, 5 sets of Navasana. So keeping your back nice and straight. Dark. Keeping your back nice and straight. Drop your shoulders back. Lean back. Chin away from the chest. Lift up. 1. You want the weight onto your sitting bones, not your tailbone. So you should be able to keep your back nice and straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take a break.
Yeah.
Okay. Second set. Leaning back. Chin away from the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take breaks. Almost done. Third set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2 more sets, guys. Leaning back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Last one, guys. Leaning back. 1, 2. So straight legs if you can. 3, 4, and 5. Nice work, guys. Stepping back. Vinyasa. Stepping or jumping through. Okay, last posture before we close up. You're going to bring the soles of the feet together. 2 variations we will do. Flat back first and a rounded back. So take your thumbs in between the feet. Open your feet up. Inhale, look up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, chin towards the chest, making yourself small. And coming back up. Vinyasa, and then we're coming onto the floor, guys. Okay, stepping through. Lie down onto your back, please. Bending the knees, knees pointing up towards the ceiling. Right foot out. Let's do this one first, sorry. So toes slightly facing in towards one another. Scoop your tailbone, lift your hips up. 5 breaths. In a bridge. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, drop it down. Okay, second set, lift up. Back down. Last set, scoop your tailbone, lift up. Drop it back down. Okay, right foot behind the left knee. Try the needle up that right knee, guys. Any right knee injury, you want to be very careful in this one. Take it easy. Right hand's going to come in between. Flex your toes, pulling in. You want to be targeting your glutes. A nice deep stretch in your lower back, glutes, your hamstring, not your hamstrings, your hips. So if you do feel it in your knee, and if it's pain in the knee, you might want to think about coming out and readjusting. Okay, switching sides. Left foot behind the right knee, left hand through. Same thing. Flex your toes. Okay, coming out. Last posture. I want you to tuck so pull your right knee in towards your chest. Then tuck your right toes behind the left knee. Turn your right knee towards the left. Keep that right shoulder on the floor, look towards the right. So make sure that that right shoulder is anchored on the floor as you twist your knee over. Okay, slowly watch your lower back as you untwist. Switch sides, pull your left knee in, tuck your toes behind the right knee. Turn your knee to the right, look to the left. Slowly coming back out. Hug both knees in towards your body and roll from side to side, or rock from side to side. I want you to roll up to sitting. Cross legs. Index finger to the thumbs, back of the hands to the knees. Tuck in your chin. 10 breaths here before we take Shavasana. 1,